ムラ1を通して一番の高速ポイント。ここでサイドバイサイドのレース展開とかエキサイティングなことはないでしょう。もちろんマーシャルや世界各国から集まったボランティアの見つけましては、レース開催は彼女1987年にここで最初のフォーミュラ1グランプリが開催されて以来、このサーキットは世界選手権らしいスリリングな展開で観客スタンドを最高潮に沸かしてきました。この週末に至るまでこの度のグランプリの最終コーナーで多くのドラマが出てきました。ここはサーキットのクリーンアップセクション、ドライバーがグリッドをキープするのに苦労するところです。さあ、今日はどんなドラマを見せてくれるか大変興味深い。このサーキットの安全競技は特に高速コーナーが跳ね上がっていて至難の競技空港に反映されています。この週末ドライバーがクラッシュ、自信を持ってマシンの電源を助けてくれるのか。
So welcome. Yes, we are in Japan. It is the qualification round number 1 here at the South African Academy Online Racing. And yes, we have pretty much a grid which is a little bit short, but we have some guys that have obviously put through and said they are unable to make it this evening. However, we have a great lineup this evening. We've got Vino for real, we've got Tix, we've got the Sack Man, we've got Springbok Gamer, we've got Mr. LaRue, we've got T&B Weza, and we have a new member who is with us this evening. He's going to be driving for Force India. And then we have Gav Pig, Nesmax, and then Motor DW. So guys, it's going to be a good one this evening. Thank you for joining us on the stream. And yep, unfortunately staff's unable to join us this evening, so we hope you're keeping well and you're fine and all things are good. Dylan, he also will not be joining us this evening. He's just done an endurance race out in Vereeniging, so he's on his way back, so unfortunately he won't be here. The Munna missing this evening as well. I was hoping to see him back on the track this weekend, but nevertheless to say, we are here, and as you can see, the guys are pretty keen to get out on this 18-turn track here in Suzuka, Japan. And who is going to be dominating? This is probably the quickest track on the circuit, and I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one with these sweeping technical chicanes that you will see some superb driving this evening. So we'll be keeping an eye out, having a look around the track to see where we are. As I said, we're in quali number 1, 13 minutes, just over 13 minutes to go, but I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one, and as I said, brought to you by the South African Academy Online Racing. So I see Staff's, he's not able to join us this evening, but I see he is on the stream, so thank you very much, Staff, for that. I'm sure we're going to have some regulars coming on just now and giving some comments. If you are watching the stream, why don't you give us a line or two and indicate what do you think the times, the qualifying times will be. As I can see right now, Motor DW has just put on a 1 minute 30, almost dead, but there is 007 on that. So, and Tix, whoops, sorry, Tix has actually put that on. As I was looking up the screen, I didn't see that it had changed. So Tix comes in there at that 1 minute 30, 007 seconds. Somebody's off in sector 1. Hopefully, let me just go down and see who that was. It seems as though it was the sack man. So I'm sure he's going to be, he's on an outer lap. So we'll see what he's going to be doing. We'll also have a look at what tires are being used at the moment. There we go. So it's all super softs out there. That's the red banded tire. So I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one this evening for all of us. So Vino for real out there as well. If you are watching us for the first time, this is definitely a non-assist race. So there's no assist for the drivers. They are driving these vehicles with no assists on, and that could be in the form of ABS or traction control. All of that is off for this type of racing. And as I said, this is an 18-turn track and very technical to drive. So the guys are going to be watching themselves and keeping themselves in line. So I'm just going to let you have a look at the current drivers at the moment. There's Force India, our new driver. He's out and about, looking to see what he can do this evening. I believe he comes through from Wesi, or should I say Weza, and he's invited this driver to come and drive this evening. So we wish him all the best this evening and see how he's doing. Just under 10 minutes left in this first round, and I tell you what, a nice drive coming through most of our drivers here this evening, and it looks very, very good. So I just wanted to make sure that we got the gentleman's name. Zaidamar is in the Force India this evening. He's driving, taking the place of Wazi at the moment. So he'll be driving the Force India for this evening's event. And I tell you what, nice to have a stand-in driver for Wazi, but we wish him all the best and we hope to see him soon as well. And once again, just a call out to Fricky. Hopefully you're getting better. I know last week I spoke about him being in hospital, and hopefully he's out, and I'll let you know in a little while how it's going with him as well. Hopefully he's also going to get involved as well. I see Ross is there. Fantastic. Nice to see you on board there, Ross, on the stream. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy the evening's racing. As I said, Dylan is not on racing this evening. He was racing out in Vereniging, which is a town for about an hour and 15 minutes away from Johannesburg, and he couldn't make it back in time. But anyway, we'll keep you out here as well. Thanks, Steph. I'm glad that he's out of hospital. I'll definitely give him a call this week to find out how things are going with him. And we're talking about Fricky at the moment, so hopefully he'll be joining us quite soon. So we're on board with Motor DW, which is Devet, should I say, and nice to see him on the track. So he has changed his username or PSN name, but yep, Motor DW. We're on board with him at the moment. 4 laps on these tires. Has brought his time down, so getting into the groove. Somebody out in sector 3, so I'm wondering who that is. Nice to see Gav Pig. This is his favorite track, and I think a lot of the drivers enjoy this particular track as well. Very much a favorite amongst the drivers that are here this evening, so I'm sure they're going to be pushing very, very hard, and you can see how close those times are at the moment. So really a very close timing, not even a second in it. So this is going to be a really close drive, so I'm sure that you're going to be enthralled as much as we are here watching this race this evening. Vino for real coming out of the pits at the moment. Springbok Gamer also coming out of the pits. I'm sure he's going to be on an outer lap and also making those adjustments as much as they can before the race begins. So remember, this is Q1. Just under 5 minutes ago, somebody's just gone off sector 1. I wonder who that is. Just flipping through just to make sure. Bit of over braking there by Gav Pig at the moment, but I'm sure he'll get it all under control. I think it's Zoetmar. Zoetmar is out of this qualifying session. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's have a look. And there's Nesmax in the pits at the moment. Oh, it is also Weza out of this first qualification session as well. So we're going to see who's doing what and where they are on the track at the moment. You can see Ronald LaRue at the moment. He's racing for the Honda version of the Red Bull team and doing the Toro Rosso team as it's called. And I'm sure he's going to be wanting to make sure that time gets a little bit closer so he can be up in the top, at least the top 3 this evening. But still a long way to go anyway, so we'll see what they are doing. So Tux in the McLaren, nice move from him. He's managed to maintain that top position, and 4 minutes left. Somebody's off again. I think there it is. It is definitely Vino for real off there, coming through start and finish. Hopefully not too much damage done there, but I'm sure he's going to come back, maybe just put it into the pits. It's all about getting the lines right on this track, so I'm going to leave you to it. We're going to stick with Tix at the moment. Maybe we go on board with him and have an indication of how he's doing in this track.
終コーナーで多くのドラマを見てきました。
So back on board with Motor DW, and let's have a look at how he's doing. Around about 34 seconds to go, so let's have a good overview of what he's planning this evening as well. And here he comes into that tight S, a left, and then that long slinging right through to the start and finish side. And there we go, 16 seconds left in this qualification. Number 1 slot done and almost finished at the moment. So we'll be taking you through everything as it proceeds through this next couple of sectors. So nice to watch Motor DW at the moment handling this track. He's got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go, so he will make it around. We'll just stay on board with him at the moment to watch this come to an end. So there we go, just giving you an indication there. Nice time from Nesmax 7, and what a race. He just put in a 1 minute 27. So we go into quali number 2 right now. 15 minutes on the clock, and the clock has already started. So we'll see who is going to be on pole this evening here in Japan. Very exciting stuff happening, so I'm sure it's going to be a good one to watch. All 10 still in this, so we'll have a look and see who's going to be where, what positions, and also just to bring you some news on the championship, who's leading, and I'll do that as well this evening. So once again, this is round number 17, which is Japan. We've got a few races left within the season, and then it all starts again. And we're going to see who's going to be driving with who. There's going to be some opportunities here, as well as we also have the sector where we have the esports bucks, which is to nominate teams as well. and that will be happening in the new seasons as well. So we do have that coming up, and we'll give you a little bit of information going forward on where we stand there as well. Probably in the next 2 races I'll have all the details of that happening, and who's going to be driving with who and who's registering for season 4 here on the South African Academy Online Racing. So it's all exciting, and all willing to see who's going to be the champion for season 3. And I tell you what, it has been quite an exciting one up until now. So if you are joining us for the first time, welcome, and it's great to have you on board with us watching the South African Academy Online Racing F1 calendar. Also, you can get over to our website. You'll be able to pick up a whole lot of information there as well, not only about F1, but also around the different leagues that are taking place in South Africa. And you can see from Project Cars to Gran Turismo, you can see who is driving when and what. And I tell you what a great opportunity. If this does interest you and you are interested in getting on board with us, it's quite easy. You can just go onto the internet and you can see the details there as well. We do have a Facebook page as well, but most of the contacts are made either through the PSN or it is done through the web, on the web page. So great to have you on board. I see lots of people excited about the new season. We've got a whole lot of new drivers as well looking to join the league, so that's great news for us as well, as I mentioned. So Springbok Gamer also out. Let's move down to him at the moment. You can see where he is at the moment on this track, looking to put in a smashing time, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to get himself at least into the top 3 this evening, because he is definitely climbing the ladder as well. Nesmax also was away for a couple of weeks, so he has an opportunity also to stamp his mark. Last week he definitely showed that he owned the track, taking the championship there, so that was very nice. And I'm sure it's all about who is going to be where. So now the times are in, the first track times are in, and there's a 1:31.255, and that's from Ronald LaRue. But I'm sure he's going to be a little bit unhappy with that time. I'm sure he's going to be pushing it even more and trying to get it up into the top 3. There we go. There's a sub 129, a sub 130, 129, 189 from Gav Pig as well. So very good to see that time being put in. But I'm sure it's going to be all well and exciting this evening. Really nicely done by the sack man as well in the Mercedes-Benz. He's put on a 1 minute and 30 seconds and 006. So very challenging for the guys this evening. But I tell you what, look at those times. Very, very close. I think everybody's going to be looking to do their best. And oh, there he's out of that at the moment. He's retired from the session. Just had a big one coming around that corner there. There we go. The sack man out. Unfortunately, car wrecked. So let's go on with Springbok Gamer. There we go. In spot number 3 at the moment. So he's going to be looking to maintain that spot, keep himself abreast of what's going on with the track conditions as well. Obviously, in this format of the game, there is definitely an influence from the track, and it is quite a challenge to go through this 18-turn track here in Suzuka, Japan. Temperatures around about 17 degrees Celsius. It does look sunny, but it is pretty chilly at the moment from South African conditions, so it is there. Looks like Weza also out at the moment as well, so I'm sure they're going to be doing something along those lines to get themselves. Gav Pig also retiring. He's happy with his time. That is enough to get him through. Somebody out in sector 3, I think it is Vino for real again. So he's finding it quite difficult this evening to keep that car on the track. So I'm sure they're going to be doing something to ensure that car stays on the track. So lots of people just having a look, retiring from the session as well, coming through and seeing if they can get there. So still on board with Springbok Gamer at the moment. Maybe what we do is just go on board with him at the moment. Let's have a look what sort of tires and the setups that were happening. So there were softs as well. Sector 3 looks like Mr. LaRue just coming off there as well. Might have had a big accident, but let's stick on board with Springbok Gamer as well. So just taking it easy around the track. Sector 2, there we go. Looks like Vino for real on an outer lap at the moment. Maybe we swap down to him, because I'm sure he's definitely wanting to put on a quick time to see if he can improve his position at the moment. He's on the super softs at the moment. He's done around, well, he hasn't even done a lap on these super softs, so he went in, changed them as well. Here we come down the long straight. Great opportunity for overtaking on this track as well. Here's that sweep, comes around, a little bit off there. Hopefully he can bring it in, tucks it in on the 50-meter mark. There we go, it's right, left, and then the sweeping right-hander through start and finish. So there we go. Now he's on a quick lap, so let's see if he can do and what sort of quick lap he can be putting in there. A little bit off there, needs to keep a little bit tighter on the grass, but then brings it back. Let's have a look. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, because you want to push as hard as you can, but you also want to keep it as tight onto the chicanes as possible. And then you can see pushing it, looking down. You can actually get the lap data in there for you as well, so you can have a look there and see what sector 2 he's doing. And obviously you can see it will go against his setup as well. So as I said, he's on the super softs at the moment. If we have a look, let's have a look at his gear changing and where he's saving energy and where he's not. And then obviously let's see him pull this through at the moment. Nice and tightly tucked there, going through. Now here we go down the long straight. The camera's going to be following him now. See where he can come in. Seems to be holding it nicely. Gets to the 50 mark, turns in, and here we go. Let's see what sort of time he can push on now, because he, slipping there. Looks as though he goes straight into the pits. And obviously pit penalty is on, so you've got to be very careful. So he stays in position number 5. He's going to pull it into the McLaren garage at the moment. So just under 3 minutes to go. On board with Nesmax now. Let's see where he is and what he's about to do. Also pulling into the pits. There we go for Williams. So this is quali number 2. Current standings are pretty secure there for the top 3. Nesmax in position number 8. Does he go out or does he stay in? And we move on to quali number 3. So that would determine. At the moment, it could all be down to this. Some serious gaps now showing, and not as before. So let's have a look. Just under 2 minutes to go in this session, and I'm sure it's going to be done and dusted, but we still need to see who's going to be taking pole position this evening. Is it going to be Gav Pig? Is it going to be Moto DW? Is it going to be Springbok Gamer? This is what we have to look at and see at the moment, who it's going to be this evening. Ronald LaRue doing very nicely there. He's pushed that back from that 1 minute 30, so very nicely done from his side. And here we go. This is the big one, guys. This is the one that you have to be on the top of the ladder in order to. So just having a quick overview of who is where and what. And you see Gav Pig there. He put on a 1 minute 29. Moto DW, he put on a 1 minute 29. So 3 1 minute 29s done there. Nicely done from Springbok Gamer as well. And looking down the log, it seems as though the guys are in the 1 minute 30s. But we'll see who's going to be finishing off and what positions they're going to be. This is quali number 2 in the Japanese Grand Prix. So let's move over to quali number 3 and see who's going to be taking that pole position for this evening's Grand Prix. So we've just got under 12 minutes to go, and then we'll see who is taking that top spot. And you put on the live stream, if you like, who you think is going to be and what time it is. What do you think it's going to be? Steph, I would tend to agree with you. I think a 128 will definitely do it, and you're implying that Nesmax is going to do that. He's going to do a 129. I think the 129s have already been hit by 3 drivers this evening, so let's see who's actually going to be in the 128 sectors, if they can do it. Lots of sunshine, so the track heating up a little bit. We'll see. They're going to get those tires nice and warmed up, and let's see where they are going to end up this evening. You can see all of the guys out there pushing it as fast as they can. They're just warming up those tires, making sure they're nice and warm. Here's Gav Pig. All the guys on an outer lap at the moment to see if they can come back. The only one who didn't make it through was actually the Sackman. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an accident there and couldn't make it through for quali number 3 at the moment. So we'll see how they're doing. We're on board with Nesmax at the moment. let's have a look and see what he's able to do. So on board with Nesmax at the moment. Let's see what he can push out in Sector 1. And then what we'll do is we'll have a look and see where the others are versus that versus this drive at the moment. And there it is, the 128 done by Nesmax. Very nicely done, Nesmax 7. Fantastic drive from you this evening. 1 minute 28.215, which puts him currently in pole position. Just underneath him there, Zudemar. I think that's how you pronounce that. He can correct me if he wants to. 128.450. So great drive from him. First actual race with us at the South African Academy Online Racing, so nice drive from him at the moment. Motor DW, should I say, Motor DW, trying to see if he can push his way up that log into pole position, and I'm sure he's not going to give up until he gets himself into that position. So I think maybe just a bit of fuel, maybe he's got enough time to get out there. Just under 5 minutes to go, so he may have enough time to get out there and do this. So let's have a look. Does Tix come back with a big one and actually take that pole position? I tell you what, I know that he's not going to give up easily here. He's going to make sure that he's going to get himself into that position and make sure he gets to the top. And let's see, have a look where he's going to be at this point in time. It's a 1:29.366, so bear that in mind as we watch him coming into the last couple of sections here. I'm sure that he's going to try and push his way up from 6th, definitely either into pole position or somewhere in the region where he is going to be majorly competitive. He's had a fantastic couple of drives and he's just lost it there. Absolutely gone out of this race. Unfortunately, as he was coming around that corner, you could see that huge crash that he's just had. Yes, it's exciting, but hell, we wanted to see him go all the way and definitely get himself. So they will prepare another car for him. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be standing in that position at the moment. Vino for real now, which is his teammate. You can identify the guys by their helmets. And Vino for real in that very dark red helmet at the moment. Very nice drive coming through. Let's see if he can bet on his time at the moment. Yeah, as I mentioned, Vino for real in car number 6. So McLaren number 6 is Vino for real. And there you go. Here he comes through. Seems to be taking it in the pace there. Very, very nice. So Nesmac still in pole position, 1 minute and just under 30 seconds to go at the moment. But I'm sure it's going to be all good and well. So let's give you the Japanese Grand Prix, and let's show you who was in pole position. Wow, what a time there. It seems as though Nesmax dropped back slightly as well. Gav Pig, and obviously the gentleman who started with us today, and very nice time from him at 1 minute 28.016 seconds. So great drive from him. And I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one, especially formation lap going to be taking place. Everybody's going to be up and ready to go. And you can see overall those are the qualification times done for this event. So let's have a look and see who's going to be ending up as this weekend's champion here in Japan. Looks to be a little bit overcast at the moment. Hopefully that's not going to affect the racing, but I'm sure the guys are going to be out there to see where they are. We're just doing the normal stuff, making sure the cameras are working, everything's there. The pit crew look excited to see what's going on here this evening, and we'll get the camera work and the commentary on track for you this evening to make sure that we bring you the best of the South African Academy Online Racing Season 3 Esports. And I tell you what, it is an exciting one here in Japan in this looks like a little bit overcast, to be honest. So that's going to be an interesting one for the drivers at the moment. Hopefully no rain is going to be coming up. But here we go. We're on board with the current pole position holder. So he'll be just going out, making sure they just take those cars around, get those tires nice and warmed up. Looks as though Thomas is in the Force India car this evening, even though he is racing for the Red Bull team. So we'll see exactly where that's going to position him. 11 drivers in at the moment, so we'll be watching to see where they are. And as I mentioned, this is a 27 lap race here in Japan at the Sakusa circuit. So 18 turns, as I mentioned, in the circuit. It's about 5.8 kilometers long. And as I mentioned, one of the most technical tracks on the Formula One circuit. So these guys, their widths, very quick, very long sweeping chicanes. So some of the quickest chicanes in the Formula One Grand Prix season. So it's all about making sure they keep themselves in the right spot, as I mentioned, at the right time to get themselves ahead of the game and to pass their opposition. So teammates this evening, thick and fast. You can see now where we are. And let's have a look and see what's going to be taking place. We're going to be starting this race in a couple of seconds. And as I said, all well to see at the moment who's going to be where. Here is the Ferrari of Gav Pig at the moment. Nesmax coming up into that third position on the pole. And here we go. It looks as though at the moment we do have the guys on the track. We're going to see who's going where. And they're away at the moment. It looks as though it definitely is. There's DeWitt coming out on the outside. Gav Pig in there. It looks as though is he able to bring it back? Could be a big problem at the moment. It looks as though there was a touch between the Ferrari of Gav Pig and DeWitt at the moment. So hopefully he comes back in a big way, because there should be some damage to that car. Let me just have a look. Let's take it back and see where he is at the moment. He's going to have a look. Doesn't look to have too much damage on that car. But we will see where he ends up now, because it's a big fight to come back from where he is currently at the moment. Looked as though there was a bit of hard driving going on there. We're with Sackman at the moment. Let's just push our way up the grid at the moment. Here's Wezza, and Wezza in fourth position there. There is Gav Pig. So this is how close it really is. Let's get on board with Gav Pig and see. Just in front of him is Nesmax as well as Zootmar. And just going through, Force India just puts on the quickest time at the moment of 1 minute 33. So he's just done the fastest lap. Let's just put on some readings to see position-wise. Let's have a look and see tires. They've gone and they've opted for the softs at the moment. A couple of drivers super softs, but that means they have to pit a lot earlier than the guys with the yellows on at the moment. And I tell you what exciting racing we're getting into at the moment. Just having a look at what we're seeing here. There are the top four, including Wezza at the moment. So here we go. Nice, a little bit of hard braking there, but I'm sure that's going to have no influence of them coming back. He's going to push that through. Gav Pig slowing down. Going past Gav Pig there. I don't know what happened to Gav Pig. He didn't even realize that was happening to him. But there he goes. Now he's coming back with some vengeance there. Yes, there he goes. He takes over. Takes it through. Two cars coming through. Nicely done. Oh, it looks as though Springbok Gamer is out of this race. Don't know what happened there, but obviously he's no longer in this race this evening. Hard lines. Going back up to Gav Pig. Here's Nesmax. Nesmax in second position. He's going to be pushing it. We'll go on board with him right now. Close racing it is on the 50-meter mark. Seems to be holding it nicely through that chicane there. Here we're going to go deep into a left-hander. Holding it nicely, looking to put on the accelerator. Keeps it nice and abreast. Doesn't have to worry about that back kicking out because there is no traction control. So all good and well. Here he comes. Does he come back? Seems as though he's got it a little bit tighter here. As I said, ideal spot for overtaking is right here. So he's going to be looking for that opportunity. Can he get by? Both on super softs. Both have done 2 laps on the on these softs at the moment. Here we go. Looking for that out. Is he going to bring it in? Yes, he does. But still, he's got to get close enough. At the moment, we have no DRS working. Coming into lap number 4, so lap number 5 we should have DRS coming on. Maybe what I do is just switch on some of the telematics as well so we can see when he's activating that. You can see by his hands on the steering wheel as well. But really nice driving from our leader at the moment, holding Nesmax 7 at bay. And what we do, I think let's go out of the car so we can see the shot as well. And I tell you what, I'll leave you for a couple of seconds just to enjoy what's actually happening between these 2 drivers at the moment. Then I'll take you down, just to give you a little bit of information there. Gav Pig is about 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds behind Nesmax at the moment. But you can see how close number 1 and number 2 is. Very close driving. And I'm sure there's going to be, both of them are looking for that opportunity. One to stay ahead and the other one waiting for a mistake. Some really close racing here between these guys. Fantastic stuff to see them. Some of the top drivers in South Africa racing here when it comes to F1. This is quite a different discipline to that of project cars as well as Gran Turismo, and vice versa. I mean, I'm sure these drivers would battle to do the other disciplines which are available there, but this is really good racing from these F1 drivers. Just taking it in and making sure that it's gripping us with every move. I tell you what, some great driving from them. Gav pulling it together, making sure that he stays ahead. Nesmax in front there. Zudema, he seems to be just holding it together in that top spot. 6 laps already done. Back down to Gav Pig. You can see how close this racing is, and I tell you what, some exciting stuff happening in the front there. Vino for real now, around about 4 seconds behind the leader. Here's Ronald LaRue in that Toro Rosso Honda, making it. There's Tix. Now here's De Wet. He seems to have just lost it in the beginning of the first sector. I wonder, however, he seems to be pulling it back. Times at the moment 6 seconds off the pace, but I wouldn't give up on this gentleman at all. I'm sure he's going to be finishing way above where he's finishing, his current position is now. So let's watch and see what happens there. Unfortunately, off the start, had a bit of altercation. I think him and Gav Pig had a little bit of a kiss, and obviously that caused motor DW to go off. However, he's now in 8th position. Tux is in front of him, and I'm sure he's going to be looking. Looks like Gav Pig has lost his position, and it looks like Wes has come up ahead of him. So let's go back on with Gav Pig and see where he is. Let's leave you with this and see how it goes from here. So Gav Pig in 4th. You can see that distance now slipping away from Gav at the moment, Gav Pig. He's looking to bring it back with Weza, who's in 3rd position at the moment. You can see just in front of Weza is Nesmax. Just in front of him is Zudema. So let's have a look and see who's coming back. Gav needs to concentrate. You see he was a little bit off there. Here's Vino for real in 5th position at the moment. Let's take it back. There's Ronald LaRue. A little bit of heavy braking there, but you can see just behind him is Tix. He's going to come back, I'm sure. And then here is Motor DW. Don't give up on this gentleman just yet. I'm sure he's going to come back in a big way. And we're looking into seeing where he's going to end up. Sackman, he's down in 9th position at the moment, so needs to just adjust himself a little bit just to get into the points and get himself a little bit more points. Gav Pig out of this session. What has happened? This is not good. So what happened to Gav Pig? I'm wondering, and I'm flicking through this, but I wanted to actually see what happened there. Nesmax in 2nd position. Here's Zudma. He's doing quite nicely for himself, controlling the beginning of the race, or the top end of the race. You can see just behind him is Nesmax, and I tell you what, Nesmax is not going to give up. Let's go on board with him and let him take us through the paces here in this lap. So 10 laps done. We're still on with Nesmax. Still got a little bit of a distance to go. Lap number 10 here. Wesa right there. Springbok Gamer out. Gav Pig out, unfortunately. Thomas still in. Sackman still in. Tux still in. There we go. Motor DW. Devet climbing up to position number 6 now. So both Toro Rosses in on 5th and 6th. Splitting up the Vino for Real McLaren as well as the Tux's McLaren. Then the Red Bull of Weza in the 3rd position. Williams in 4th. Nesmax in the Williams in 2nd. And then the new driver in the Force India, substituting, was he? He is in the top spot at the moment. Is he able to keep it together? Lap number 11 at the moment. Exciting stuff from the drivers at the moment here on the South African Academy Online Racing Esports Series 3. So it's Season 3, and I tell you what a great job these guys are doing at the moment. Very tight racing. Handling these cars well, keeping them well under control at the moment. Some top driving taking place. On board with the Sackman at the moment, currently in 8th position. So quite some distance to go. Here is Tux, he's in 7th. Two drivers out of this race currently as we speak. Here's Motor DW at the moment. Let's see where he is. Vino for real. Here is Weza. 3rd position for him. And 2nd place now. Looks like Tix also out of this race, unfortunately. So 3 drivers at the moment did not finish, unfortunately. So 8 drivers left in this race. Nesmax goes to the top of the log now. Is he able to keep it together? I'm sure he wants to get Thomas in front of him. Or should I say he wants to get in front of Thomas at the moment, because it means that he needs to put himself probably into the pits. Here is where the strategy is going to work, in or out. Is he going to pull it in? Yes, he does. So let's have a look. Here is Zudema. Zudema looking. He's coming in. Is Nesmax going to get out? So here comes Zudema. Is Nesmax going to get in front of him? Oh, there he is. He's just a little way off, but I'm sure he's not going to let that hold him back in any way now. He's going to have to get this car up to speed. Tires are going to be a little bit cold, but I'm sure he's going to be looking to keep it together. Really holding it together well now. These 2 drivers doing exceptionally well in keeping their cars on the track. And as you could see, they're really trying to keep it there. You can see they're on the mediums now. And this will go right through to the end of this race. Lap number 14. So they definitely are just putting it together now to finish this off. So once again, some exciting stuff coming from Nesmax. He's got Zudema in front of him. Is he going to be able to come back in a big way and take this Grand Prix? I tell you what, Some exciting driving going on in the top two here at the moment. Very close driving, so there's not much in it for them, and they have to make sure they keep close, or should I say Nesmax needs to get closer. And you can see how close it is at the moment. Looks as though the sack man has just gone straight into the barrier. He also does not finish this evening, and that's hard on his points. Sorry to see that. So Nesmax has taken the lead, and that's exciting. He's got to work on that gap at the moment. Great drive. 5 laps done, 6 laps done on these tires. And how close is this racing? There is number 2 now. Some really close driving on board. Nesmax looking to make sure he's going to be closing any door. He's not going to be leaving any doors open. Pushing through, trying to push through. Door shut. Some exciting racing going on here right now. Looking to keep it in. Nesmax making sure he closes the door in any way possible. Getting a little bit of distance here. There is the next competitor, position number 3, 10 seconds off the pace of the leader, who's Nesmax at the moment. Vino for real, 11 seconds. Some great driving happening. There's that close-up. Does he go on the outside? Is he able to go? He's gone a little bit wide there. Brings it back onto the track. Looking for that opportunity to get past. Nesmax holding him at bay at the moment. Let's go back out. You can see just clipping the curbs. All good. Some close driving. Let's go down a little bit. Also in there. There's Motor DW on board with him at the moment. This race is not over yet. Thomas coming through start and finish now at the moment, holding it together. Let's go back up to these two. You can see now Nesmax has lost the lead now, but I'm sure he's going to be fighting back. Let's see where he is now. So he opened the door there. Coming up on the back markers. Thomas out of the way nicely there. Oh, he's keeping it tight. Oh, just lost it there. A couple of seconds lost there. And that's what happens. You just have to get a little bit out. And obviously that distance just creeps in there between first and second. 23 laps done already. Not too long to go now. Can Nesmax bring it back and do this? Not taking anything away from Zidemar. I think he's done an excellent job this evening. On his first race here at the South African Academy Online Racing. Really pushing his way up the log. Racing for Force India. And Williams, Nesmax in the Williams at the moment, looking to have those points intact to extend his lead on the championship log. So back up with our leader at the moment. And I tell you what, there is really a fantastic drive happening here between these two drivers. Cat and mouse is the words I can only say. One going for the other, one coming back. We've had the lead change a number of times this evening by these two excellent drivers, and it's been all good. Let's go back on board with Nesmax. Lap number 25. 2 laps to go. Can he come back within the 2 laps? Really just no words at the moment, because I'm watching what's going on, as I'm sure you are, to see will Nesmax come and take the top position here this evening versus our new driver. Looks excellent. Going through. Oh, there. Just a little bit of too much on the throttle there. You could see how it was going a little bit to the side, and now it's just opened up that gap a little bit more. But can he come down round and see if he can come in and take it back? Nicely done. So catching him here in that sector. Lap number 26 now of this 27 lap race, and now it's make it or break it. It's got to be within this lap and the last lap, lap number 27. So let's see if he can at least get a little bit closer than he currently is, which I'm sure is on the mind of Nesmax at the moment. He wants to get in. He wants to get that close drive in. And this is where he could possibly do it, is by catching him now. Because he's running out of track. He's running out of track, and I'm sure he's going to make a decision now of how he's going to catch him. Nesmax done 12 laps on the tires. Zudemar, he's got a nice little bit of a gap now. And here's where he normally catches up. If he can just hold it in tight now, he could probably close that gap. We're on lap number 27 of 27 laps. So, do we go up? Do we see? Let's go up. On board with our current leader, who's in the 27th lap. This is the last lap of this race. And some superb driving from him. Fuel almost finished. You can see that red light flickering on the panel there. So he's really pushed it to keep himself ahead. Nesmax pushing as well to try and keep himself in the right spot here at Suzuka. It's all coming down to this fourth to last corner. As mentioned, 5.8 kilometers is this track. There's the third to last, second, and here we come in. There is the winner this evening. Nicely done, really excellent times coming from them. Here is Weze, who's going to come in third at the moment. And then we go down to Vino for real. He's coming in fourth. And then nicely done by Motor DW. He's pushed himself way back. Oh, it looks as though there's a slight accident. However, it looks as though David comes through. Oh, he's going to push them both, pushing teammates, pushing. They seem to have got through, both of them. And then right down to our driver who managed to finish this race. Started at the back of the race but ends up in 7th position. So a great drive by all of the drivers this evening. Very nicely done, guys, from the drivers. Always good to see that. And I tell you what a race it's been. And there we go, right onto the top. Our new driver this evening, he's done exceptionally well, followed by Weze, who was in third place, and then second position this evening goes to Nesmax. Very nicely done by the drivers. So as mentioned, nicely done. Always good to have these drivers on board. Always good to see them doing so very, very well with us. And you can see there, nicely done by the guys who were driving this evening. Always good to see them driving excellently. And as I said, if you are interested, go to the website. There it is up on the screen. You can catch up on news. You can catch up on the calendar, which race is coming up. And as I said, you can catch on what's going on. We are affiliated with a number of guys here in South Africa. You can see what's going on. So there is a Facebook page, there is a website, and you can get hold of all of this. And I tell you what, let's just confirm the final settings there, who took the positions, where they landed up, and it was an excellent drive by all. There are a couple of penalties, but that doesn't seem to have affected it too much. So guys, this presentation has been brought to you from the South African Academy Online Racing. It's been an excellent evening's event. We truly are humbled that you joined us for the stream, and very nicely done by all the drivers. So thank you very much for joining us. It's been great having you on board with us. Remember, this was the Japanese Season 3 race, and I tell you what, it was fantastic to watch. So thank you for joining us. God bless and keep well until next Sunday, when we bring you the South African Academy Online Racing. And I tell you what, it's going to be a big one next week. So why don't you join us at the same time, in the same place. As always, this is Savvy saying good night and thanks for watching.